Hello everyone! For this video, we got some news in ViperTail Select, so we're going to be talking about it for this video. Should be a little bit short, but mobiles.com until the end of October, 15% discounted on all of our Beyblade Burst products. It is an optional way to support the channel. I appreciate any support regardless. Plus, we have pre-orders for like the Beyblade X stuff, so if you want to check that out, yeah, check it out. We got pre-orders, we got all that stuff there, and it really helps the channel out. So, anyways, moving on. ViperTail! Okay, let's talk about it. So, the one thing I don't like about the idea of the Select thing is that this is essentially just a booster. This is just a booster, but they decided to now make it to where, instead of just getting the prize anime stock combo with all those parts, they like split it weird. And maybe I wouldn't care as much if like the other two maybe had like a 580 recolor and an orb recolor, but I don't know. It feels like dangerous precedent that we're going to be having where they're going to basically have it where, I don't know, is there going to be like a random starter select eventually? Like random launcher select? Like I don't agree with that. It all depends on what the rates are to pull, because if the rates are pretty like flat to pull, then I don't really care. But recently with all of these look really, really cool. I really like ViperTail. ViperTail looks really nice. So we got kind of our black grayish one with some red. We got some yellow there. And I love the honeycomb pattern. You can actually see very nice detailing on this one. Then after we have the main one. I'm not too sure if I'm feeling that one just for how it looks. But whatever. The new parts are 580 and orb. So with the blade, I do have to appreciate a lot of the detail they kind of just have molded on there. Like visually it does look very, very clean just to see. And you know, as well, pretty cool 580. So with 580, it is a pretty thick ratchet. I am hoping maybe, it all depends on obviously when we do the testings, you know, it's not too bursty. And if it's not too bursty and it's like a solid choice for a ratchetite with the sides, then fair enough. Because right now we're kind of still year one for Beyblade X, so obviously we're not going to see anything advanced for the ratchet until like a bit. But you know, at least for this, it's somewhat interesting, I guess. The gap is the biggest thing I really wanted to talk about, because that's the one thing I'm a little bit scared on. But we'll see, right? Because Night Lance has a gap, but Night Lance is still pretty usable for specific combinations, so I assume this will probably be the same. I don't really think everything is like this will only be terrible. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. It's got a very weird shape too, right? Because the shape of it is kind of similar to that of like, because it's kind of got like that little glide shape, so I don't know, like glide was obviously like a very, I don't know, it's kind of like a weird standard shape, and because like there's a little bit of those gaps there, I'm assuming it's just going to build on recoil, so I don't know, this is probably going to be like very aggro, but we'll see, obviously. Now we do have orb. Now I've made the joke that orb is basically, I have just called it low ball. It's not literally low ball, because obviously it's not the low bit height. I'm not too sure what could be the benefits here, if maybe stamina, or maybe it could have close stamina to regular ball, and maybe more KO resistance. Very curious to see how it's going to perform. Moving on from there, they do show it beating Night Shield, and I do have to say beating Night Shield is not really like this impressive feat, you know? Is the stamina clapped on this, or what's going on, buddy? Like, obviously I know the battles are rigged, and even if it beat Wizard Arrow, it would still technically be rigged, but I don't know, like, why are you showing it against Night Shield? Why? Anyways, with the blade design, the idea is, since those things are at the top, I think they like talked about the idea of like snake venom, so it's supposed to kind of like destabilize and like smack you down, so it's interesting kind of how it covers some of it, so we'll see if it gets this. Honestly, if it's good, it's good. So far, nothing in X has really been terrible. Everything's been pretty usable one way or another, so it's the one thing I appreciate with Beyblade X, so we'll see. But I don't know, it seems interesting, you know, it's versus drones, or kind of like that contact. I'm kind of curious. Probably my prediction is maybe it can't work too tall, but probably, you know, shorter, it'll probably be that pretty good use there. Obviously, we'll see. Yeah, it kills shield again. We do got our black recolor, which looks really, really pretty with 460 flat. This looks like a pretty nice recolor. I would have maybe liked if the bottom of that ratchet was red, or if the bit was red. We don't have any red flats. I don't think the entry set counts, because I'm pretty sure the entry set, it's like an orangish bit, at least based on the lighting. So if that entry set also does actually have a red bit, then never mind. But Maybe like a silver flat would have been nice too. Pure black is whatever, I guess. We get our yellowish recolor, which that one has 380 high needle, which, if the gap doesn't make it too bad with that ratchet, then we'll see, but seems like pretty good parts, I guess, to pull, I guess. I don't really think there's gonna be any real bad ones for like a while until, it gets more complex, but yeah, nice visually. And then after the show, it beating against shields again. Come on, guys. Alright, final thoughts. What do I think of it? I think, I don't know. This one, I'm kind of just meh. I get all this like pointless speculation, right? Unless something looks like really, really nuts, then I don't know. If it ends up being really, really good, then I'll do the testing, whatever, and then we'll see. If it ends up that it's not, we'll see then. I don't even think, I don't know. I feel like this probably has some pretty cool use. It's gotta have use one way or another, because like every Blade for X is somehow some specific use. So if they managed to do that well, I don't think ViperTail is gonna be where we get the bad release. Well, hopefully it doesn't have the Ragnarok or Ragnaroks. I don't hope it doesn't come to this season. Anyways, yeah, that's kind of it. I got nothing else to say. So next week is going to be, by the way, our episode reviews that are going to be starting, because BEYBLADE X, and I have to wake up super, super early, so yeah. And also, stay tuned for this weekend, especially the Saturday content. Stay tuned for that. And yeah, I'll be reviewing this in like 2 weeks. Well, technically now less than 2 weeks, but you get the idea. Thank you all for watching. Have a fantastic day, and bye!